Good morning guys, I hope you're all having an awesome day. Now since the road trip, a whole lot of you guys have asked me just how much everything cost, how long I was away for, and basically just every single little detail that went on with that road trip. It was possibly the most fun that I have ever had in terms of doing something with my car or just, I don't even know, it was so much fun. But I thought it'd be a really cool idea to go through absolutely everything that I pretty much spent over the trip, including every single receipt, as well as sort of break down just how much everything costs, exactly where I went, what I did, and yeah. Alrighty, so I'm gonna quickly go through. I have my laptop right here with every single little piece of information saved on it. Let's get straight into it. So I know this is a really weird camera angle, I'm sorry, I could not find my tripod for the life of me. I'm currently upstairs in my house in Brisbane. Yeah, it's looking pretty messy, but I need to make a video, so yeah. Alright, so just starting off, I just wanted to say that you guys have been absolutely incredible. I never thought that doing this road trip could mean so much to so many different people. I met people with disabilities, people that were really down in life, and you know, just having a chat to them and doing everything, it just meant the absolute world to me that all you guys came down. Thank you to all the parents that brought all of your kids that couldn't drive like 2.5 hours to like meets and stuff like that. I couldn't believe just how far people were driving. I think in Bathurst, there was only like 2 people that were actually from Bathurst. The rest of them were from Dubbo, some from Sydney. It was insane just how far you guys drove just to come out, just to meet me, have some fun and talk to some like-minded people. I never thought the meets would get as big as they did. Melbourne completely blew me out the water. Meeting Rex H and just meeting up with the guys from Club Ford. All of you boys are just amazing, and I hope you all know just how highly I think of you guys. You know, coming out of absolutely nowhere from Queensland with a disgusting car, having Stefan like bring me into his house and let me use all of his detailing stuff, and just so many things went on that so many random acts of kindness and just so many incredible people that I just never knew existed until I went on this road trip. It was so good. Not only that, but seeing my immediate family, the closest immediate family I have from Queensland is actually down in Bendigo, but I have so many uncles and aunties and grandparents and everyone down in Victoria, so going around and seeing all of them was just such an awesome experience. To have my car down there, see all them again, was just so wicked. I know I'm going off on a little bit of a rant right now, but like, I just can't get over just how incredible the whole trip was, and don't think that this is going to be the only one that we're ever going to do. I was having the thought while I was down there that maybe this could be a yearly thing for the start of every year, to do a massive big road trip, see how we go, and maybe each year take a different car. You know, like next year could be the R33, or the year after that could be an S15 and I end up buying one. Could be an AU Falcon, I don't know. All I want to do is just drive these incredible cars and do these massive big road trips. And a massive credit to everyone that has worked on the Falcon. It has been incredible. Like, I could not believe just how incredibly reliable it was. The only issue that we were having is it was scrubbing guards again. But that's not too big of an issue. It wasn't scrubbing anywhere near as much as what it was doing before. Yeah, it was only when I sort of had like 4 people in the car that was really weighing the back down. But apart from that, I went down there, I ripped on some awesome roads, I scared a lot of people, I came back, and the only issue that I had was I was tearing away my $95 rear tire. That's not an issue at all. It's completely fine. I didn't really like the tires anyway. The car cleaned up nicely, didn't have any new rock chips or anything, didn't hit any kangaroos. It was just incredible, and I was just so happy to be back in Brisbane and yeah, just see the car not have any new damage. Compliments to everyone that worked on my car. And I kind of feel good about it myself, because I did a lot of work to that car that I didn't think I could do before, and a lot of it all worked out, so I'm super stoked. Okay, so let's get into the prices of everything and how much it cost me, and yeah, this is really simple. I just quickly got all those receipts, plus I got everything out of my bank statements. Just went over like food, fuel, accommodation, activities that I did, I counted everything in it. So if you guys wanted to do a massive trip like this and go all the way from Melbourne to Brisbane, or Brisbane to Melbourne and back, or you know, just go on a 6,000 kilometer journey, yeah, you guys can do the exact same and you will know how much I kind of spent. And just be warned guys, I did this on a massive budget. I slept in my car for I think 4 or 5 nights. I stayed with family for a lot of the time. I didn't eat out as much as what I thought I would. The only time I only ever got one hotel the whole way down, and I stayed in like I think 12 different places. So yeah, I did a whole lot of stuff, did everything on a budget. So yeah, it was cool though. It was definitely an experience sleeping in my car, I must admit. Okay, alright, let's get straight into it. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about my accommodation. The only place I ever stayed whilst I was on my trip was in Bathurst. I was staying there for 2 nights. Originally, I was gonna sleep in my car, but then I remembered that I have to make videos, I have to upload them. I need something with Wi-Fi, I need something with parking, so that way the police just didn't think that I was crashing at random KFCs and McDonald's. But I ended up getting accommodation in Bathurst, and that cost me $260. And I'm gonna try and literally count everything in this list. So everything from like mobile, car parts, everything that I spent. So going along with the accommodation that cost me $260, I also spent $60 with my mobile. This was getting extra data. I have a plan at the moment which is with Belong for $25 a month. So I used up a full 10 gigs and then I also used an extra $60 worth of data, which I believe would equate to an extra 8 gigabytes of data on top of my plan. This could be because of Spotify, because of maps, because of uploading when I wasn't at people's houses and they didn't have any Wi-Fi. Yeah, so an extra $60 on top of my mobile bill. Alright, so while I was staying at all these amazing places, I did a few activities and went on a couple of little tours and stuff like that. The main things that I really did was I went go-karting, which you guys wouldn't have seen because they said apparently we're not allowed to use GoPros in case we die. Apparently it's happened before, but I'm not quite sure. We didn't use that GoPro, so you guys wouldn't have seen that. So that was a waste of $55, as well as $30, which was for the National Motor Racing Museum, and another $15 was spent somewhere. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to double check my stats. But yeah, ended up costing me $85 to do all the tours, all of the activities, and everything else that we did. Everything else that we did was kind of like car cruises and all that sort of stuff. So we didn't do anything in terms of tours or events or activities or anything. So $85 covered the whole lot. In terms of car parts, I used $0. I broke nothing. I'm so happy. Okay, so this is a big one. So food. I made a total of 27 different food stops over 2 weeks. So this could be anything from getting something from BP, getting something from Macca's, even just getting a frozen. I literally just counted everything into this list. So I stopped for food 27 times to get takeaway. Now I calculated all of that, and I spent $226 on food alone over 2 weeks. That's a lot of money considering me and Sarah can literally live on $200 for 2 weeks of food. But yeah, obviously being on a road trip, eating out and eating at some, you know, touristy destinations, food does go up, and especially getting fast food, it's very expensive to get fast food. So $226 I spent all up on food. Alright, so before I get into the big one, fuel. I spent $60 alone in tolls. So I went across the Brisbane toll, I went through the Sydney tolls. Because it was going to take an extra like half hour on top of the Sydney trip, all the way down to Bendigo, I ended up going through Sydney tolls, I ended up going through Melbourne tolls. I spent $60 all up in all of my tolls across Australia. So that's not too bad. I was expecting a hell of a lot more. And going around those tolls, I would have spent a lot more in petrol, so don't stress. Tolls to me now, I've finally seen the light. I got myself a tag, and it actually cost me a lot more to go around them and spend the money in petrol than go straight through them. Alrighty, so here is the big one. I did 6,000 kilometers. Now, on top of that, I did try to drive as fuel economically as I possibly could. Now, along with that, I also went through those mountains in Melbourne. I went into Bendigo and we had some fun in Bendigo. There's so many places that I literally just like found some back roads and just literally just decided to drive them because they were like half an hour longer, but I wanted to go on them instead. Yeah, so I tried to drive very fuel economically, but eventually I think my fuel economy averaged around about somewhere between, when I was on the highway, about 7.5. When I was going through the back roads, maybe about 11.6 or 11.5 roughly. So yeah, judging by that, it kind of was like half-half, you know, between 7.5 and 11.5, somewhere around there. I made 18 individual stops for fuel. Now, I told a lot of you guys when I was actually driving down there, I would stop when I got to around about half a tank, a quarter of a tank, and pretty much I set myself limits, you know, like when I was driving from Newcastle to Melbourne, I knew that I could do it in maybe 2 stops. So I decided to drive to Yass, and that was about 3-4 hours to the next fuel station, fill up about halfway, drive to the next fuel station down in just across the Victorian border. So I did that, filled up there, that was about halfway again, got into Melbourne and I still had about a quarter of a tank. So yeah, I was doing that. I wasn't exactly, you know, filling up, waiting until I'm completely empty and then filling up again, because honestly, with the fires and everything, it was a little bit too risky, you know, because you could get like, you know, 3/4 of fuel down the road and then have to turn back to go get BP98. A lot of you guys have said, you know, you can get any fuel whatsoever. I have just chosen to go with BP98 for the entire trip. It's what my car's tuned on. I understand that it's probably the same fuel and yada yada yada, but I just go with BP98. So I made 18 individual stops, and all up, that fuel cost me $994. The fuel actually wasn't too expensive. A lot of the places it was around about $165, so I chose literally the best time to go. $994 for 6,000 kilometers. It is a little bit expensive, but for the 2 weeks and the memories that I had, yeah, it's I'm so happy with how the whole trip went. It was just incredible. So all up, with everything that I spent over the 2 weeks that I went on my 6,000 kilometer journey, remember that this is pretty much the cheapest that I could possibly do it, was $1,685. Now, to be honest, I actually am not too surprised. That is not expensive at all. Compared to some of the other trips that you can go on, and some of them that I've literally just booked as well for 2 weeks, to see that much of Australia and to experience as much as I did, $1,685 is literally nothing to me. What I experienced when I was down there was priceless. 100% priceless, and I would do it any day of the week. So that's why I'm thinking I might do this yearly now. Yeah, I'm so stoked. So another thing that I really wanted to talk about today, and I kind of wanted to put this at the end of the video because, you know, it's only going to be the people that really matter that kind of watch to the end of the videos, which I really appreciate. Very recently, I've been looking at a lot of what's been going on in the comment section, and a lot of what's been going on, especially on that post I did in terms of my jumpers literally just the other day. What I wanted to pretty much put out is I tried to disregard as much of the hate comments as possible. I have a lot of really good moderators that are taking care of the channel the entire time whilst I'm, you know, uploading videos, editing them, making them. I have about 6 of you guys that are literally just moderating the comments, and yeah, I really appreciate them for what they do. But very recently, I've been seeing a lot of comments in regards to me trying to sell myself a little bit more as well. Sell my brand, sell my merch, sell brands, all that sort of stuff. What I pretty much wanted to say, guys, was I really appreciate all of you guys that have really been sticking up for me, sort of all those times where you guys have seen that something's not right and you try and pick up on it. But one of the things I really wanted to point out was, because a lot of the times it's kind of like 75%, 25% of people that are kind of not wrong in a way, because to be honest, if I had a YouTuber that literally was just sell straight in my face, I wouldn't watch them. And this is something brand new to me and something that I want to sort of learn from you guys as well. The other day I put up a post on my community page about the jumpers, and I pretty much wanted to just address some of the comments that are literally on there. People saying that, you know, you're not famous, you shouldn't have your brand and stuff like that on jumpers yet, you know, you need to have 1 million subscribers, or there's no way to pay over $20 for that, you're just ripping people off, and I hate people that do that. Kind of like 70% of the comments were all that, and I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, I'm trying my best to branch out and try to make this a reality. Quitting my job was not an easy decision, but I know that with my life, I don't want to be sitting behind a computer every single day doing all this sort of stuff. I make videos every single day to try and make some great content, not just for you guys, but for myself as well. This is a massive big step forward and something that I've wanted to do my entire life. And, you know, fresh out of doing that and having a weird mindset already, to see that sort of stuff is really, honestly, disappointing, just for me. So I wanted your guys' opinion down in the comment section, please. Do I sell too much? I really honestly want to know. I really do. And also, please consider, when a YouTuber is full-time as well, please consider that AdSense does not pay much at all. I dare say that AdSense would only give me pretty much half of what my annual wage was. It's honestly brand deals and sponsorships and also merch that kind of equates out to make it bearable in a way. A lot of people have this mindset when you watch a lot of YouTubers say that YouTube money is a massive thing, when it actually isn't. It's a real struggle for all creators, whether it's in music, whether it's in video, all those different avenues. Being an artist in a way is extremely demanding, and making stuff relevant and trying to put out daily stuff is a massive, massive, massive big task. And so when I saw some of those comments, I was kind of like, okay, maybe I could be doing something wrong. In a way, I think that I'm not, but I'm just one person, and to see 70% of other people say something different to what I think, okay, maybe I need to learn from this. Maybe I need to do something different. A few ideas I've had is instead of just branding myself as ZacBaldy in for merch stuff, I was thinking maybe I could change up the name, and instead of creating a ZacBaldy brand, make a different brand or a clothing line that's different completely to the ZacBaldy line. So making it like Adam LZ has LZMFG, or Dustin Williams has Legends. That's completely different and completely separate to what they do. But yeah, it's something that I'm definitely looking into, and I'm sorry if I've been trying to sell too much to you guys. I really didn't want to do that. It's a very demanding business, and I really appreciate all you guys that are sticking around and standing up for me and watching all the videos. You guys are just amazing, and yeah, I really appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me whilst I've quit my job. It's seen some of the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows, to be honest. It's been really daunting, yet a lot of fun, and I have not looked back on my decision one single bit. I am so happy with my life right now. Anyway guys, I appreciate you hearing me out today. I really, really do. This was a really cool video for me to make, especially to sort of look at how much I actually spent on the road trip. I really appreciate everyone for watching. If you could leave a like, that would be absolutely amazing. And if you do like the video, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.